Good evening and welcome to this special Halloween edition of Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. I'm Chase Hartzell, joined by Chris Gay. And Chris, we've got a scary good matchup tonight between the visiting Harding Bisons and the Ouachita Tigers.
Yep, it's going to be a treat, that's for sure. I mean, and scary is a perfect way to put it because, Ouachita's on a roll right now. They've won their last 3 games and have beaten some really good competition in their last couple games. Their last 2 home games were against both Oklahoma Baptist and Southern Nazarene, so both, great games for Ouachita.
Well, 3 games in a row, it's clear the Tigers are playing their best ball right here down the stretch. And that's a good sign for this team because you're wanting to avoid any tricks from the visiting team tonight and hoping to treat this home crowd to a victory right here at Spec.
Well, if you don't know, it's Halloween, and obviously we're very festive, especially in our terms so far, especially you, Chase. But some players sure to look out for with Harding. Those of you that do not know much about them, this is the #1 team in the GAC with a 10-2 conference record, and it has been on the backs of both Skylar McKinnon and Chloe Ingersoll, who have been by far their best players on offense, both with over 200 kills. And both players are seniors on this roster, a team full of experienced players, as I had mentioned, or actually as we had talked about earlier. They have 6 players that are actually 5th-year seniors, and then 2 are just sort of your standard 4-year players. They don't have a lot of inexperience. They don't have a lot of youth. They have a lot of pure experience, and they're trying to make a, sort of a last-ditch run at the conference championship.
Well, right now the Bisons are #1 atop the Great American Conference standings. The Tigers right there in the mix as well, currently tied for 7th place in the conference and looking to move up perhaps with a big win here at home tonight. Chris, the Bisons have had a lot of success against the Tigers in recent years. It's been a while since we've seen Ouachita defeat Harding, the last time being right here at home back in 2019. But if you look at this team right now and the volleyball that they've been playing the last several weeks, this is a motivated team who looks like they're ready to make a statement here tonight in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, this team looks focused here in warm-ups, but if Ouachita wants a win against Harding, it is tonight. I mean, this is not necessarily one of those make-or-break-it type games, but if they get a win tonight, and it's certainly possible if they just continue on with the momentum they've been showing their last 3 games. This is going to be a great when it comes, great for their seeding when it comes down to it, down to the season. But if they don't get a win, you pretty much have to win out to be in a comfortable position when it comes to those playoff standings.
Tigers wearing pink jerseys tonight. It's a pink out at the Sturgis Physical Education Center as well. You see the pink streamers around the building, also the pink balloons. The team spent a lot of time really making Spec festive for this special night. And it looks like we are just about ready to get underway as the whistle has been blown. Teams are about to retreat to their respective sidelines, and we're about to get the starting lineups for this important GAC matchup between the Ouachita Tigers and the visiting Harding Bisons. Well, for the introduction of our starting lineup, we have the pleasure of introducing a former Ouachita alum. He's now the Assistant Director of Athletic Communications here at Ouachita, and that is none other than Matthew Branch.
Fairway from Midland, Texas, number 8, Avery Jones. Sophomore outside hitter from Decatur, Texas, number 9, Riley Brazil. Senior setter from Jonesboro, Arkansas, number 11, Kellen Church. Freshman middle blocker from Pregame, Texas, number 15, Leah Gardner. And sophomore setter from Arlington, Texas, number 21, Courtney Hanson.
Well, with that, the teams have been introduced, and we are just about ready for Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Again, this is Chase Hartzell, joined by Chris Gay. And Chris, although it's not a do-or-die situation for Ouachita, when you're right there in the mix for a Great American Conference title bid, and in the case of Harding, you got a chance to claim a regular season championship, there's a lot to be excited about and a lot to play for, not to mention this is a big in-state rivalry game.
Yeah, it's a huge rivalry game. And now for Harding, if they were to lose today and say Oklahoma Baptist or Southwest Oklahoma State were to win, they would be tied with them, or possibly they would be tied at that #1 spot. So they're certainly hoping to not be tied with another team. They're certainly hoping to at least have one game advantage of that #1 spot. And then for Ouachita, as we mentioned, they would sort of have the same sort of record with Southeastern Oklahoma State, East Central, SAU, and Henderson State. So it really depends, but I can see, and camera's not really showing it, but I can see we have some other Ouachita athletes in the Halloween spirit.
Yes, you've got the swim and dive team, as well as I believe the cross-country team is here tonight as well, cheering on the Tigers. And Chris, it's gone by many names. Some call it Arkansas's Holy War, some call it the Revivalry. But there is something special anytime that Ouachita and Harding meet, and that's exactly what we're about to see here in just a few moments. The opening serve will go to Harding. Gracia Soriano will be the one to get us underway at Spec. There's the serve, and we are underway. Set by Hansen. Now Brazil looking for an early kill. High ball up towards the net. Miscommunication, but the Bisons respond. Leah Gardner looking for the kill, and she helps the Tigers draw first blood.
It does help that Ouachita draws first blood on a great offensive play. Great setup for Gardner. No one in that back sort of right corner. Those are always available.
Courtney Hansen is going to have an ace here on what was a perfectly executed serve. Found that open spot on the left side. And Chris, she's done excellent in the serves, but also one of the top players, not only on the team or in the conference, but in the nation in getting assists.
Yeah, just right outside the top 10 in the country, and actually was #2 in the country for a time. I think up until today, she was #2 in the country. So, yeah, she's been outstanding all season long, and imagine it'll be more of the same. It's going to be, thinking the officials are having a conversation. They're going to give that to Ouachita, I believe. Yes, they will. They're going to take that point off the board for Harding, and now Ouachita has a 3-0 advantage.
Serve from Hansen. Bison's looking for their first point of the contest. As Brazil looking for a kill of her own. Miscommunication. And that is going to be another kill for the Lone Star sophomore. She led the team in kills a year ago with 300 en route to selection as the Great American Conference Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, and she's kind of picked up where she left off, last season. It's been great so far this season.
Tigers looking locked in at the moment. Not too many miscommunications. Ball's over the back line, and that's going to be another point for Ouachita. 5 consecutive points to open up the match. And if you're part of the OBU faithful, you can't ask for a better start than that.
No, you cannot. And this is one of the best, well, the best team in the conference, and you want to play like this every time. And it's going to be another point for Ouachita.
Looks like they're going to say one of the Bisons touched the net, and we already have our first timeout of the evening as the Bisons want to talk things over after giving up the first 6 points to Ouachita. With that, we're going to take a break ourselves. You're watching Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
No matter where you go in Arkansas, you'll probably run into someone you know. That personal connection is what I love about this state, and it's why we have offices and people across Arkansas. People who share your interest and care if you've been hurt.
A local team who will be on your side, by your side.
So if you were injured in an accident, call us at 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
No matter where you live in Arkansas, we have an office nearby.
We'll be on your side, by your side.
Welcome back to Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, a familiar sight as Courtney Hansen is set to serve it away. The Tigers now with 6 consecutive points to open up the match.
Yeah, Ouachita's looking good, but as you and I were talking about it at the break, this one is very far from being over. It's still Ouachita's up against the #1 team in the GAC, so you still got to take that into account. And just like that, Harding gets on the board.
Libby Hinton has the Bisons on the board with the first point of the night for Harding.
Yeah, make that 123 kills for Hinton on the season. That's good for 4th on the team. One of the many strong offensive players that they have.
However, the Tigers going to get the serve right back following a service error from Hinton. And now serving it away for Ouachita, it'll be Riley Brazil.
She had 3 service aces in their last win at Monticello.
And Leah Gardner with another big play at the net, getting the Tigers fired up. Kayla Steinmeier also there to back her up on that play. And it's a big week for Steinmeier and the seniors, as not only are you making a run at the Great American Conference Tournament, but you're playing your last 2 matches at home. Tiger Senior Day is going to be on Thursday. But right now, the Tigers are focused on right now because Emily Adams has the Tigers on the board yet again.
Yeah, and it's possibly one of the last time that Ouachita gets to play Harding, so that's always sort of fun in its own little way.
Set by Hansen. Adams looking for the kill. Harding able to recover. Joust now to Steinmeier, and high ball, and Steinmeier puts it right back for point number 10. 10 of the first 11 points have gone the way of Ouachita.
Yeah, I imagine Coach Fear wasn't exactly expecting this from her squad right out the bat.
Brazil able to keep it up in the air, just able to get it back over. Now a chance for Harding to respond, looking for the feather touch. Hansen's right there with the dig. To Joust, back to Steinmeier. And that time, just excellent ball placement by the Bisons. Ashley Lamkin will be credited with the kill.
Yeah, that was perfect. Both Hansen and Brazil had both sort of just rotated to that right side of the floor. Nobody, and I mean nobody was in that left side. So just great job sort of putting in between both of them, and their momentum was taking them elsewhere.
That's going to be another kill for Kayla Steinmeier, the senior, fired up in this rivalry matchup. And now Leah Gardner going to have a chance to serve. Tigers, although they've given up a couple points, still with a comfortable lead for the moment. But as we've mentioned, this Harding team can make it to where no lead is comfortable. That's a great follow-up right there as Lamkin has another point for the Bisons. The redshirt freshman responsible for 2 of the first 3 points of the night for Harding. And Chris, you see it right there from Jonesboro, Arkansas, Valley View High School, one of the top volleyball dynasties in the state.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's 2 players on this Ouachita team that have representatives from Jonesboro in both Kellen and Peyton Church, but with Lampkin, she's played more of a reserve role this season, so this is really sort of big play that we're seeing from the redshirt freshman in this one.
Steinmeier looking for the kill. She's got another. It's been a great start for the senior from St. Charles, Missouri. And speaking of Kellen Church, she's about to do the honors of serving the ball away for Ouachita.
Yeah, that's really her role, is being, she plays back row, but she's just an excellent server. And actually, she just hit 100 career service aces just about a week ago.
Well, right now, Kayla Steinmeier is rolling with yet another kill.
I think it's got to be the pink jerseys. I seriously think so. I mean, Ouachita always plays a little bit better when they're wearing pink. Oh, they're going to give that to Harding. That actually surprised me. I didn't realize it was tipped.
They're going to say it was off the deflection, as you said, Chris, and it will be a point and a serve for the Bison, set to serve it away. That is the libero, Emma Winiger. Steinmeier strikes again, her 4th kill of this first set.
Yeah, they have no answer for her, and if you're Ouachita and Coach Frizz, you just keep giving it to her. I know she's out of the game right now, but whenever she's in, that ball's going to Steinmeier.
Kylie Kisgan with the serve for Ouachita. She has the dig now, set by Hansen. Fairchild looking for the kill. She's got it off the deflection.
Man, Ouachita is clicking in everything. Their defense has been really solid. They've gotten to, they've made their rotations well, but their offense has been stellar.
Harding able to get one back off of the service error. Now we see Olivia Weedor check into the match. J.C. Lambert also in for the Bisons. Feather touch, but Harding was ready for it. Church looking for the kill. Joust to Hansen, to Fairchild, and that one's a bit too strong.
Well, one thing I will notice is that this Harding team, their offense is stellar, but you never want to give them anything to get them into a rhythm. Of course, they are just down 8, but still, you don't want to give them any chance to come back.
Long kill attempt, but it goes over the back line, and that'll be a point for Ouachita. Now we will see Logan Smith-Morgan check in.
105 kills on the season for Harding. He's also played a little bit of a reserve role, but makes a big impact when she's in.
There's the dig by Joust, set by Hansen. Now Brazil looking for the kill. Did it stay in? No, it did not. It will be a point for Harding as Soriano is going to check back in.
And Brazil is really good at making sure those balls stay kind of on that thin sort of sideline, but a little too much to the left there.
Served by the Peruvian native Soriano. As Harding looking for another point, not going to get it this time though, as I believe that's a block that's going to be credited to Courtney Hansen.
Actually, I don't think it'll be a block. It looked like that was just sort of an attack error, went straight into the net, but I know Hansen would love to get credit for that block though.
She was in position nonetheless. It's going to be a tough play at the net. That's going to be a point for Ouachita.
Well, I talked about don't give Harding anything, don't make simple mistakes, but that's what Harding's been doing. They've been making a lot of mistakes, and it's allowed Ouachita to get ahead early.
There's the dig by Hansen. Another one from Joust, setting up for Adams, looking for the kill. Ball goes high in the air. Tigers, excellent spacing on the reception. However, this one's going to go over the back line, and that will be a point for the Bisons. Adams looking for the kill, and there's not much you can do when you get placement like that. Excellent elevation on the run. And the sophomore from Arlington, Martin, going to get credited with the kill.
Well, whether Ouachita wins or loses, Coach Friz is going to pull that clip up and film study is going to say, hey, that's what we should be doing every single time.
Bang, bang play on the near side, but the line judge is going to say it went out of bounds, and that'll be a point for Ouachita. Now back to Brazil. Kayla Steinmeier was right there to make a play. That's kill number 6 of the night for the senior.
Yeah, she's having a fantastic game. As now we're going to have another Harding timeout.
Well, we're going to stay here for this one, Chris, to talk about this first set, because really it's been a strong outing for Ouachita thus far. You know, when you talk about those things going into a matchup, having that game plan. But looking at Ouachita, you're making the big plays at the net. You're getting the kills from Kayla Steinmeier as well as Emily Adams, like we just saw moments ago. You're going to get another look at this. What a beautiful kill this is from Adams on the run.
Actually, I think that may have been a Leah Gardner block. I mean, but speaking of Gardner, she has had a fantastic season playing that middle blocker position. Her and Kylie Kidsgen are some of the few freshmen that have had big roles on this team so far this season. Gardner has had an instant impact. She came in right away, pretty much played and started in her first couple of games and hasn't looked back, and has been one of the best players at that position really in the whole conference.
Line drive serve from Brazil is right into the top of the net, and it'll stay on Ouachita's side for a point for Harding. We will see the serve now from Avery Hall, a sophomore from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Former teammate of Lampkin at Valley View, is right now setting up for perhaps a good volley. Hanson setting up for Adams, and Adams yet again. Excellent execution on the front lines from the sophomore.
Well, one of the ways that Ouachita can hurt you is that they have so many different weapons out there. I mean, you have Leah Gardner, who's excellent in front of the net. She's serving. You have other, 3 other players that are out there that are excellent in front of the net. That being Fairchild, Steinmeier, and Adams, and then not even including the reigning GAC Freshman of the Year and Riley Brazil, and they just have so many different weapons out there.
When you talk about Freshman of the Year candidates, Leah Gardner one you certainly got to keep your eyes on. There's a player who had a strong freshman campaign, and she's only gotten stronger this year, Haley Fairchild.
Yeah, she plays that middle blocker position as well, and she's just very consistent, very efficient. She doesn't make a lot of mistakes. She does everything right, and it's very hard to defend against.
Ball is blocked, but it's deflected backwards, so that's actually going to be a point for Harding. And now we'll see the serve go back to Ingersoll.
Even though that did end up being a Harding point, that was still a really good reaction by Ouachita. And I'm thinking there was maybe some miscommunication there between both Joust and Brazil. Brazil was sort of just backing out of the way, and Joust couldn't get there in time.
There's the dig by Joust. Hanson looking for the misdirection, but I believe they're going to say she stepped over the middle line.
Yeah,
so
but
that will be a point for Harding.
Yeah, it is, and not often do you see a setter as active as Hanson is around the net. It's just, I know she's not the only one that's like that, but oh, what a kill there by, I believe that's going to be McKinnon. One of the top players, actually the kill leader for Harding.
Harding on a little run of its own here. Tigers knew it wouldn't be easy. Church just able to get it back over. Setting up for the kill again, Brazil. Sideways, now Church looking for the kill. And she's got the point. What a heads-up play there by the senior from Jonesboro.
Yep, she's had a bit more of a role player this season, but she comes away with plays like that and it's looked really solid.
Kisgan making it tough for the Bisons on set point. However, Harding is able to regroup and record the kill to make it 24-16, but Chris, even though the Tigers have a sizable advantage right now on the scoreboard for this set, we're starting to see Harding pick up some steam.
Yeah, and I don't think that Harding's going to be able to prevent Ouachita from getting this final point, but a lot of teams usually just say, all right, let's throw away this, this set is lost, let's just wait for the next one. Not Harding. They've already made some improvements, and it's going to look good going into set number 2.
Kisgan doing her best to keep the ball up in the air. However, the ball goes backwards, and that's going to be another point for the Bisons. Kisgan able to keep the ball up in the air. Brazil just able to get it back over. A lot of momentum going Harding's way right now. However, that feather touch flew up in the air a bit too high and a bit too soft. So that is going to be point number 25 of set number 1 for Ouachita Tigers, with the 1-0 advantage in the overall match. As the teams switch sides, we're going to take a break up here in the booth. You're watching Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Surrounded by friends, sharing stories.
I've heard people say Ouachita. Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University. Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia or visit their website at printmaniatees.com to see how they can help your business or group. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your business or organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business in Arkadelphia, Print Mania has been serving the public since 1992. Call Print Mania today, 870-246-3803.
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
Welcome back to Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. I'm Chase Hertzel, joined by Chris Gay. And Chris, good start tonight for the Tigers, picking up 21 of the first 30 points in this match. However, Harding able to get on a little bit of a run there at set 1. Unable to prevent a Tiger victory, though. We'll see if Ouachita can regain some of that momentum going into set number 2 here, or if the Bisons really start to mount a comeback.
Well, good is one way to put it, but Ouachita surged in that first sort of half of that set, and they looked outstanding. Harding was just sort of scrambling, but they did come back and they did play really well to end, of course, losing by 7. But as I had mentioned in that first set, a lot of teams, they just sort of give up that first set. If they are down by a lot, it's like, all right, let's just focus on the second. And Harding's like, no, we're going to make our adjustments here, and we may not win this set, but we're going to try. And they did not, but at least these adjustments that they've made and riding maybe a little bit of momentum as well into the second set, and maybe they'll tell the story here.
Adams looking for the kill. Did it stay inside the line? Yes, it did. Ouachita picks up the first point here in set number 2. The Tigers looking to take down the Bison for the first time since 2019. It happened in this very building. Hansen with the set. Gardner looking for the kill, but it's blocked at the net. Miscommunication, and that is indeed going to be a point for the Bisons out of Searcy.
Yeah, you don't want this Bison team to get on a roll, and one way that they can get on a roll is if you make a bunch of mistakes, and Ouachita just needs to avoid that here.
Gardner looking for the kill at the net, unable to get it. There's the dig by Hansen, sent up into the air by Joust. Now Brazil looking for the kill. That one's blocked. Hansen now with the push. Excellent volley right now. It's blocked. And that's going to be a point for the Tigers.
Ouachita just sort of recovering every time that Harding's making a move, making a play, and you know, they haven't made a lot of mistakes today, and that's definitely something to look fondly upon.
Set by Hansen, setting up for Steinmeier. She had a great first set. Hansen tries to step in, but just a sneaky little... Tigers looking to take the lead back, and that's going to be a point for Ouachita. Ouachita now leading 4-2 here in set number 2. Bison's trying to regroup, looking for the feather touch, but Brazil, excellent reaction. Now Steinmeier, her kill attempt will be blocked.
Well, both these teams throwing haymakers, one after the other. There's a reason why this Harding team is #1 in the conference, but there's also a reason why Ouachita has beaten 2 of the better teams in the conference in the past 2 weeks.
Adams looking for the kill. Did it stay inside? No, it did not. Just went outside for a point for the Bisons, and we're all knotted up at 4. Harding looking for a repeat of its effort earlier this season against the Tigers, winning in 4 sets. Steinmeier, that kill attempt going to be a bit too strong, and Harding will enjoy what I believe, Chris, is their first lead tonight.
Yes, it is. Just a 1-point lead, but you're absolutely right. Just a A pretty good effort here today in this set.
Excellent job by Brazil keeping the ball alive. Now Adams looking for the kill. Chance for Harding. Hansen back to Adams, and that is a kill for Ouachita.
Yeah, no one was there in that right corner, and Soriano just couldn't get there quick enough, and excellent placement by the sophomore.
Kellen Church will serve it away now. The lone senior on the floor. Excuse me, two seniors, as Steinmeier's also still out there, and we have another service ace for Church. That's something we've seen a few times in her career, as you mentioned, Chris, reaching career ace number 100 on the road a week ago. Steinmeier looking for the kill. She's got another.
That is what threading the needle in volleyball looks like. Put it right between Soriano and right between Winiger. Just an excellent play by the senior.
Church to Hansen to Steinmeier, looking for another kill. Didn't quite get it that time. Feather touch. Steinmeier lunges for the ball, but couldn't get there in time. Just kind of landed in that no man's land between her and Church that time, Chris.
Well, exactly, but I think everybody on Ouachita thought she was going to go up with a lot of power there, and that's exactly the opposite of what she did. That's just good volleyball.
It's going to be another point for the Bisons as we are all even at 7. Ball is going to be blocked, and that's a point for the Bisons. I believe they're going to credit the block that time to Hinton.
No wonder she leads the team in blocks, getting close to that 80 margin for the Bisons on the season.
Joust doing a great job of keeping that ball alive. Now a chance for a kill for the Bisons all the way up in the air near the large fan. Now Steinmeier looking for the kill. She's got another. Number 9 on the night for the senior.
I said in that first set, you just got to keep feeding that senior, and she's even picked up where she left off in the second set.
There's the dig, the set. Now looking for the kill. Hansen back to Brazil. It's deflected. Dig by Joust, set by Hansen, and right back to Brazil, looking to push the ball. But Morgan was anticipating it. Brazil able to keep it alive. Great volley at the moment. Who's going to come out on top? It's going to be the Tigers. Taking matters into her own hands. That's Courtney Hansen.
Yeah, sometimes she just has enough of just playing back and forth, and she just wants to end the play, and she ends it with a Ouachita point right there. Puts them back in the lead.
Ball is blocked. Now Hansen back to Fairchild, and that's another one for the Tigers.
That is what a give and go in volleyball looks like. Fairchild, that sort of connection, they already knew before it even happened. That's exactly the play they were going to run. Fairchild to Hansen, and Fairchild back to, or excuse me, Hansen back to Fairchild.
Well, Harding going to take a timeout to take things over, or to talk things over. We're going to take a break ourselves. You're watching Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Washita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Washita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Washita campus store. Go Tigers.
Welcome back to Tiger Volleyball on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Tigers now leading 10-9 here in set number 2 following that service error. However, Washita leading the overall match 1-0. Taking on the top team in the Great American Conference as of today, the Harding Bisons. That'll be a point for the Tigers. They'll say the ball was hit 4 times. And now Avery Joust set to serve it away. Gardner looking for the kill. Couldn't quite get it. Hansen just pushes it back over. Looking for the reception. Great dig there to the side by Church. Brazil, her kill attempt is blocked. Back to Brazil again. And it's a bit too low.
Yeah, it just came off her hand wrong. Possibly even hit her wrist, but it was still a good volley by both teams. And Washita did a great job reacting and recovering.
You could tell she was trying to hook it back over to the left, but it hooked a bit too fast and too low. Harding with the serve, now just trailing by 1. Leah Gardner, feather touch. And the Bisons weren't ready.
Well, I think part of that wasn't so much by design. It was Gardner, I don't think, was very coordinated on that jump, so she sort of just hung in there and just slightly tapped it, and Harding was definitely not expecting that.
That's going to be a kill for the Bisons. Credit the point to outside hitter Skylar McKinnon.
As I mentioned earlier, the kill leader for Harding, and just found the perfect spot. Joust had sort of just rotated a little late there. Nobody home in that left corner.
There's the dig by Hansen. Adams looking for the kill. And I believe they're going to say that one of the Bisons got a piece of the antenna.
Yep. Yeah, I wasn't sure initially if it was on either Washita or Harding, and I believe that Coach Fear is saying that it was Harding, or excuse me, Washita that hit the antenna, but I don't know if she's going to get that call. I think they're basing it off just of how it was shaking. I don't know. But regardless, Washita point.
Brazil makes a diving effort for the ball, but it will hit the floor for a point for Harding. And the serve goes back to Emma Winiger. Winiger, a fifth-year senior from Dallas, Texas, looking to help the Bisons even things up here in set number 2. And they will do just that on an attack error for Washita. There's the dig by Steinmeier, set by Hansen, now going to Adams for the kill, and she's got it. Number 6 on the night for the sophomore out of Arlington, Texas.
Sometimes it doesn't even have to be a clean kill. All it takes really, I mean, first of all, you want points however you can take them. It doesn't really matter. But even if it's just off a deflection, that works just as well.
Misdirection. Hansen lays out to make an amazing play and save it. However, Tigers unable to get it back over, and that will be a point for Harding. Tied up at 14 now in set number 2, and the ball is going to go to Avery Hall for the serve. It's going to be a service error, and Ouachita taking the lead back as Kellen Church re-enters the fold for Ouachita.
Well, that's what we're going to continue to see is both teams just trading the lead. It's going to keep going back and forth, whether it's by 1 point or by 2 points, but nobody's really gained a significant amount of momentum here.
Steinmeier looking for the kill. Couldn't get it that time off the deflection. Joust right there in position. Hansen. Fairchild. Perfect execution. Able to push it right into that back left corner. Chris, you can't do it any better than that.
No, you can't. And those are some of my favorite plays in volleyball, when you just outsmart the defense. They're prepared for you to do one thing, and then you say, oh, no, you have a bunch of holes in your defense. Let's exploit it.
That's going to be a kill for Logan Smith-Morgan. And Chris, it's fair to say that that's something that we've seen on both sides. Both teams have been able to catch the other team off guard at times with some unconventional plays.
Well, like I mentioned, sometimes all it takes is one player getting a deflection that doesn't go your way.
Steinmeier is going to get the kill off the deflection. Make it double-digit kills on the night. She's up to 10. And that's going to be a kill for Kellen Church. And you can see the bench is fired up for that one. As we mentioned, Church, traditionally known for her serve, she's had a couple of nice kills in this one tonight.
She has, and it's gotten the women's basketball players up off their feet as well. Yep, stepped over that center line. It's going to be another point for Ouachita. Now a 4-point lead.
And now we're going to see a timeout called by Harding. And Chris, you could see the visible frustration on head coach Meredith Fear's face there. There have been some miscommunications here for the Bisons. With that being said, Harding is far from out of it here in set number 2.
They really are, and this is a team that we saw the momentum they got in that first set of play. They were pretty much down and out, and then they sort of had a little bit of a surge. Ouachita was only about 1 or 2 points away from victory, but still Harding made it very difficult for them to get those 1 or 2 points, and I imagine Harding's going to want that same amount of that same successful execution here. As you can see, Coach Meredith Fear really preaching to her squad, trying to get them all on board here.
It's been a special night for the Tigers on this special Halloween edition of Tiger Volleyball. Also Pink Out Night in honor of breast cancer awareness. We've got the special pink jerseys tonight, which the Tigers have worn on other occasions throughout October, but we've also got the pink streamers that have been put up, as well as the pink balloons. And I'll tell you, Chris, a lot of that work is done by the players themselves, as well as Coach Frizz and Coach Davis. They put a lot of work into making Spec look special for this special night. And I have to say they did a great job this year.
Well, they do that every night, and they're the ones that clean up after games. There's nobody in particular that cleans up except the players. So she definitely holds them accountable for a lot of different aspects here at Spec. She's holding them accountable for their play, as well as Ouachita's getting another point.
Kylie Kisgan with the serve for Ouachita. Joust sends it up into the air. Now Fairchild looking for the push again. That time the ball just careened over the head of Hansen. She was trying to react to it off the awkward deflection from Fairchild.
Well, Fairchild initially was trying to have the same amount of success she had going into the break of just pushing it in that left corner. Didn't have the same result there.
Avery Joust with the serve for Ouachita. Ball is blocked. Hanson back to Gardner. The timing was off a bit, but Gardner's still able to make it work and find the open space on the floor.
Yeah, the timing was off, but it doesn't matter. Gardner's able to hang in the air, still make a play. And the GAC assist leader tacks on one more.
Quickly coming up on 1,000 for the season, as there's the dig by Joust, set by Hanson. Misdirection, and that's a movie we've seen a few times.
Oh, certainly. I mean, that's called misdirection right there. And, you know, it's sort of like a quarterback when they're looking one way and they just throw it the other way. I mean, we've seen Patrick Mahomes do it. So I think Courtney Hanson is the Patrick Mahomes of volleyball. Got to say it.
Well, Courtney Hanson on this Halloween night, not giving too many treats to Harding, but a few tricks up her sleeve, and she's got another point for the Tigers.
She has fired up this crowd, especially all the student athletes below us. We can't see everybody, but we can hear them. And now Ouachita's 1 point away from a set 2 victory.
Set point. Hanson pushes it up to Joust. Now Brazil looking to finish it off. It's deflected. Ball's up in the air. Chance for the Bisons to respond. Another opportunity, and that will be a point for Harding. Credit the kill to Chloe Ingersoll.
Yeah, you can always say, or you could sometimes say, oh, the defense wasn't quick enough, or, you know, they weren't in the perfect spot when the ball came. That ball travels a lot faster than any human does.
Ball's up high in the air and actually ends up going over the head of our cameraman Christian down there on the floor. It'll be a point for Harding, making it now a 6-point advantage for the Tigers. Still set point though, and there it is. Service error leads to point number 25, and Ouachita now just one set away from claiming a victory over the Harding Bisons for the first time since 2019. Will they do it? We'll find out after this break. You're watching Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Welcome back to Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Chris, the last time that Harding made a 3-set comeback on Ouachita was back on October 26, 2017. They're going to need to repeat that effort here tonight because it's been an excellent start for the Tigers, going 2-0 in the first 2 sets.
It really has, and yeah, Ouachita's looked really good, and you know, we don't want to jinx ourselves, but Ouachita's looking good heading into set number 3, and you know, if they are able to get a 3-set victory over the #1 team in the GAC, that's huge, and that's going to shake up the conference standings for sure. But I have to say, Ouachita, ever since they beat Oklahoma Baptist about 2 weeks ago, they have looked more focused and more sort of like in tune with each other ever since. I mean, 3 straight conference wins, now making them 500 in conference. And, you know, they're having fun, but it's been all business, and they've been looking pretty good. Oh, they're going to give that to Harding. I don't think Joust touched it. Okay, they changed their call there, so point does go to Ouachita. Okay, the line judge saw it a little differently than the head official.
Hansen going to serve it away for Ouachita. Big night for her, as Leah Gardner looking to record the kill. Miscommunication, and she will indeed get that kill. Gardner, it's been a quieter night for her in terms of kills, but you definitely feel her presence every time she's out there on the floor. She's making big plays, even if they don't necessarily translate to the stat column.
Well, it's because of what we're seeing. We're seeing good production from a number of different players. I mean, Courtney Hansen has made her presence felt along the net as well, and Emily Adams has made some plays, but, you know, it's been a lot of Kayla Steinmeier. But I imagine we'll see a little bit more of Leah Gardner as we go along. And, oh, isn't that precious? Oh, you missed it, Chase. There was a nice little pumpkin in the stands. Oh.
It's going to be a point for Ouachita. And Chris, it's great to see the Halloween spirit here tonight with a lot of fans, both, you know, the very young, and then, you know, we've also got the students that are here dressed up. Hopefully we can show off some of those costumes later in the broadcast, because I'm going to tell you right now, the swim and dive and the cross country and track and field teams, they've shown up and showed out in terms of costumes tonight.
Yeah, we saw Batman just a couple weeks ago, and I think they have the best costumes out of any athletic squad, or at least have shown out a little bit more than the other sports teams. Well, you said that Gardner was quiet. That was...
There's going to be some miscommunication there on the call. That earned a little bit of an uproar.
Yeah, we got a couple Tiger fans next to us, and that was an immediate reaction to dispute that call. But, yeah, you said she was quiet. Not so quiet right there. Big play.
And she's got another point now off of the service ace.
Well, that is something that I have noticed with the freshman Gardner, that she started out the season being average, maybe even below average when it comes to her serving. She's gotten so much better the second half of the conference season and just continues to get better.
There you go,
Adams looking for a kill, didn't get it that time. Harding looking for another play at the net, and the Bisons have it. That'll be a point for Skylar McKinnon. And Chris, I did just get an update from our director, Chris Babb, and we've got a little bit of a local celebrity going on here, as the same girl that was wearing the pumpkin costume that we showcased tonight, that's the same one who was here earlier this season and It had been a long day for her. She was taking a little bit of a nap in her first appearance on the year.
I remember that fondly. Was that not deflected? I'm just trying to justify the call. I thought that was deflected off Harding, but not sure. But yes, I do remember her fondly. She was definitely a little bit of a celebrity and I can't remember which game that was, as we have a really good volley going, but it does end in a Harding point. But yeah, it had been a long day, probably a long trip from wherever she was coming from, but it did not signify, she was sound asleep, basically, what I'm trying to get at for pretty much that whole time. And so we have got to wipe up the floor a little bit here. Gets a little hot here in Sturgis Physical Education Center, so I imagine that's part of what it is, the perspiration from the players.
Avery Hall will have the serve for Harding. It's going to go over the back line. That's a point for the Tigers off the service error. Now Kellen Church checking back in for Ouachita and set to take the serve.
Well, Ouachita needed that. Harding had gotten a couple points there and was gaining a little bit of momentum, and then they took it right back with that service error.
It's going to be a point for Harding off the deflection. Steinmeier looking for the kill. Didn't quite get it that time. There's the dig by Brazil. Hanson back to Church. And that's going to be another kill for the senior from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Her third of the night.
Yeah, she has played so well. Her and Steinmeier, both seniors on this roster. They played consistently throughout the season. We don't see Church get a whole lot of kills, especially not 3. She also has tacked on a couple service aces tonight, so she's coming up with a very well-rounded game, as she also had a nice dig.
Ingersoll, ball is tipped up in the air. Hanson back to Fairchild. Now a chance for the Bisons to respond. Kisgan able to get it up in the air off the dig. Now setting up for Church again. Fans waiting with bated breath as this volley will continue, but Fairchild with an exclamation point to finish it off with a kill.
Well, usually when you have a lot of defenders up front and in the middle, you typically may only have one player in the back, so those corners are more than likely going to be open, and you see that way too often, and Ouachita exploited it there.
There's the dig by Kisgan. They're going to say that's a point for Ouachita.
Yeah, I believe it may have barely hit the antenna, but hit it nonetheless. And Ouachita's fortunate. Now they have a 3-point advantage.
Fairchild looking for the kill. Had some good momentum going, however, great counterattack by Ingersoll as she's going to pick up the kill for the Bisons.
Keep swinging, Furlong, let's go.
Brazil looking for the kill. Line judge will say it just went outside the line for a point for the Bisons.
Also noticing that our men's swim squad, they have pink Ouachita volleyball shirts on.
Riley Brazil recording the kill for Ouachita, and You're right, Chris. It's a nice touch there from the swim team. And, you know, swim and dive, even though they're in the middle of their fall season right now, they've been out representing really the entire season here at Sturgis Physical Education Center. They've been here time and time again as the neighbors of Tiger Volleyball.
Yep, Wagoner Pool is actually just next door to Spec, and as Harding's going to get a point there. But yeah, after their practice, they come over, they dry off, and they come out and cheer for this Tiger squad. But so does women's basketball. Their arena is just down the hall, and after their practice, they come over and support the Tigers as well.
There's the serve set by Hansen. Now Brazil looking for the kill. Hits the partition, and that's going to be a point for Ouachita. Well, Chris, it's not only Halloween, it's also Taco Tuesday, and I believe Tuesday Melton is here tonight in a taco costume, pitcher for the Ouachita softball team.
Oh, I see that. Well, yeah, you know, good festivity there, good Halloween spirit.
It's going to be a block for Riley Brazil, as Ouachita now has a 3-point advantage. And Chris, it's really a clever costume because when you think about it, her first name is Tuesday as well. It's Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, definitely clever. I totally get it, yeah.
Well, the Tigers have certainly had a lot to talk about tonight, and just add that point on top of it. Courtney Hansen going back for the serve.
Question, did you say talk about or taco about? You said taco about. I know you too well.
Can't pass up a good opportunity for a pun, and Harding is not going to pass up an opportunity here to talk things over. 13-9 your score here in set number 3. We're going to take a break. You're watching Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
No matter where you go in Arkansas, you'll probably run into someone you know. That personal connection is what I love about this state, and it's why we have offices and people across Arkansas. People who share your interest and care if you've been hurt.
A local team who will be on your side, by your side.
So if you were injured in an accident, call us at 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
No matter where you live in Arkansas, we have an office nearby.
We'll be on your side, by your side.
This is Kellen Church. Thanks for tuning in to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Welcome back to Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Ouachita leading 13-9 here in set number 3. And Chris, a historic opportunity tonight. Ouachita has not swept Harding since November 4th, 1988. It's been a minute, but the Tigers have a chance to accomplish that feat right now against a Harding team who is tops in the Great American Conference standings. And that's going to be another block at the net. Riley Brazil does it again.
I still can't get over the fact that it's been just a little over 3 decades since Ouachita has done that feat, but I know that's going to be a major accomplishment. And the fact that Harding is still the #1 team in the GAC.
So following the service ace, the ball goes right back to Hansen. That's going to be a point for the Bisons.
It can't do much better than that. Ingersoll put a lot of power into it and just good aim there, good placement.
Soriano with the serve. There's the dig by Joust, set by Hansen. Brazil looking for the kill. Did it stay inside? No, it did not.
Harding getting a little bit of momentum simply off of some Ouachita mistakes. They are still down 3, so Ouachita still has a nice advantage here, but Marciano serving very well here for the Bisons.
Hansen sets up for Adams, and that's where that team chemistry pays off. That's a point for Ouachita, and Chris, that chemistry dates back to their playing days at Arlington Martin High School, where they both starred before coming to Ouachita. What a great opportunity it is to see two players from the same high school not only get to continue their careers at the same spot, but to be playing as well as both of them have been in their first 2 years. It's certainly been special to see.
Yeah, and you know, they've been connecting since high school, and heck, they probably played some club ball together too. So, you know, that's a connection that, you know, it's really hard to build years for. It's always good to get players that are teammates, and you know, they certainly don't want to go away from each other, as Hansen was in the net there, and it's going to be a point for Harding. But something else that I noticed is that sometimes on those back sets, you never know where, you know, that player who's going to receive it's going to be. But she knows where Adam's
right there,
be.
though. That was a textbook set and kill.
Exactly. You put it right in the middle of that defense. That back line, that front line were both pretty strong, but nobody right there in the middle. Steinmeier took advantage of that.
That'll be a point for Harding off of the kill from Logan Smith-Morgan.
Yeah, that was just powerful right there, and it's really going to be difficult for Brazil to get a handle on that one.
There's the dig by Steinmeier. Hansen up to Adams, trying to find that back left corner. That's going to be a point for Ouachita, as that was 4 hits.
Get right into the net, and just sort of miscues by Harding that's really hurting them. They are still down 4. They're not going away. Let's be clear about that. Yes, they are down 4. Ouachita is just 6 away from victory, but they are not done just yet.
In set number 1, the Bisons took 7 of the last 10 points, as Church going to try to push the ball. Now looking for the kill. There's the dig by Joust, set by Hansen. Steinmeier looking for the kill. It's blocked right back. Credit the block to Delaney Gardner. Helping her out on the play was Ashley Lampkin.
Well, that ball would have gone out of bounds, but it actually deflected off of Steinmeier's head. She just couldn't get it out of the way quick enough. So Harding's fortunate to get a point there, just down 3.
Logan Smith-Morgan. It's a service error, and Ouachita now just 5 points away. Kylie Kisgan going to get to see a southpaw serve here from the freshman. And that ball is going to stay in. Just about as perfect of execution as you could hope for on that last play.
Yeah, both Joust and Church were up a little closer than they probably needed to be, so that was just really good placement along that back line.
Brazil, her kill attempt is blocked, and here come the Bisons. Back-to-back points, and they're now within 2.
Yeah, they don't give up on in any situation. They're always going to hang around, and right now they are just down by 2. They're trying not to go home empty-handed here.
Emma Winiger with the serve for Harding. Fairchild, feather touch. Excellent adjustment by Winiger. Feather touch is blocked at the net by Fairchild. Now looking for the kill. It goes straight into the net. That's going to be an attack error on Megan Lacey. Or excuse me, Delaney Garner.
Well, see, those are just frustrating plays for a team. You know, you have great positioning, perfect setup, and then it just sort of comes off your hand wrong, or regardless of what happens, it's always a little frustrating for teams.
There's the dig by Kisgan, set by Hansen. Now Church. They go back to Garner. That one had a bit too much mustard on it. It's another point for Ouachita. And now the Tigers just 3 points away from victory. Garner making way for Olivia Weedor, freshman from Conway, Arkansas.
When you're in a close game, you should never be making mistakes. That's the last thing you want to do. It should just be all about execution, and Harding's making some of those mistakes, and it's hurting their chances of coming back in this one, though they did have excellent execution on that play right there. But if you remember the last two sets, both of those sets ended on a Harding error, one being on a service error, one being on an attack error.
Leah Gardner with the kill, the freshman from Crandall, Texas. Now putting the Tigers 2 points away from the win. And speaking of young players from Texas who have made an impact on the season, Courtney Hansen set to serve it away for Ouachita. Feather touch. That was a great dig there by Ingersoll to start it out, and it's finished off by the kill from Libby Hinton. There you can see Coach Frizz.
Well, hey, she likes to recruit down in Texas, especially in that Dallas-Fort Worth area. Has a lot of players on her squad from that area. But no wonder.
Hanson Adams looking for the kill off the deflection. Somehow Harding keeps that ball alive. Now Kisgan to Hanson, to Adams. It's blocked. Hanson with just a push there. Soriano with a dig on the run. Feather touch. Brazil does the best that she can to keep that ball alive, but it does hit the floor, and that'll be a point for Harding.
Those feather touch plays are so hard to defend against, because once your middle blocker is engaged, there's not always somebody right behind her, and there wasn't in that situation. Just able to fit it right in.
Brazil with the feather touch, and you talked about how hard it is to defend the feather touch, Chris. That last one from Brazil has the Tigers at match point.
Exactly. The middle blockers were engaged, and they had to rely on sort of a defensive specialist to try to make a play.
Tied quarters, it's a violation, and for the first time since 1988, the Ouachita Tigers have swept the Harding Bisons.
And the first time in 4 years that Ouachita has come up with a win versus the Bisons, and this is just a huge win for Harding, beating the #1 team in the Great American Conference.
And there you can see Tipton and some of the women's basketball players breaking out the brooms here at Spec to celebrate a win over an in-state rival for Ouachita. First victory, as you mentioned, Chris, since 2019. First time that the Tigers have swept. As there we see swim and dive. Oh no, that's Xander Nagel from the cross-country program, actually. Getting fired up down there, and what a win this is for the Tigers. First win over the Bison since 2019, period. But if you want to look at sweeps, it's the first sweep since 1988. That happened on November 4th, 1988, right here in Arkadelphia. But Chris, it feels extra sweet knowing that Ouachita just took down the #1 team in the Great American Conference.
Exactly, and this #1 team has been on a roll all season long. Only 2, now 3 GAC losses, and Ouachita continues their winning streak to 4. Now, you know, Oklahoma Baptist was definitely the game that's really started the surge. At the time, they were tied for #2 in the conference, and you know, after getting a win here at home against the Bisons, they got a win also at home the very next day against the Crimson Storm of Southern Nazarene. They continued that winning streak against Arkansas Monticello on the road, and then now making it #4 in a row against a very good Harding Bison team.
Ouachita again successfully defending its home floor, now up to 15-13 overall in the year, 7-6 in Great American Conference play, a chance to move up in the conference standings as the week goes along. However, for Harding, you drop to 15-10 overall, 10-3 in conference play, and that just puts Southwestern Oklahoma State a half game out of first place. That's going to be an interesting watch down the stretch. Can the Bulldogs try and take over spot #1? But if we know anything from Harding, it's that this team can play some excellent volleyball down the stretch. Tonight, it was just a dominant performance from the Tigers. However, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bisons try and make a run here at the end of the regular season going into the Great American Conference Tournament in Hot Springs.
No, they have a lot of talent. They have a great coaching staff. You know, there's no reason why they shouldn't make a run in the postseason, but you know, Ouachita sort of exploited them tonight, and definitely something they didn't expect when they walked into this arena was to come away with a 3-set loss. So if you're Ouachita, you have to be feeling good about yourself. Not only are you knocking out the #1 team in the conference, but you know, number 4 in a row.
It is. 4-game win streak, and we'll take a look at some of the players that were a key part of win number 4 in that streak. Starting off with Kayla Steinmeier. It's her last week playing at home at Spec, and I can't imagine a better start, getting 11 kills tonight. That led the team, a hitting percentage of .318. She just had a great night out there tonight, Chris. Made some great plays up front. She was also key in stopping the ball on some of those blocks. And you have to feel like she's going to be a big factor in the Tigers' success going down the stretch, as she has been throughout her entire time with the program.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. When is she never an essential part of that team? But another senior that's going to play a big role for them is Kellen Church. She came away with 3 kills, a service ace, and also got involved with the digs as well with 5. And she's had a really, just like I said, she's played a role all season long. Just be in there, play that back row, and then get some service aces, and she continues to do that at a great rate.
Well, speaking of digs, Avery Joust led the team in that category with 17. Right behind her, though, was Riley Brazil with 16, and Courtney Hansen had 13 of her own. Courtney Hansen, again, no surprise there. Another special night, 30 assists, but she also got in with 3 kills to complement fellow Arlington Martin graduate Emily Adams, 8 kills.
Yeah, she continues to do that, and it's not always misdirection plays like you see from a lot of setters, or that you've seen from Hansen in the past. She's just going up there and getting, you know, trying to spike it down, and she's getting kills left and right because of it, and you know, just shows, you know, a little bit of her versatility, and that's something that Coach Frizz, I know, loves having a part of that team.
And then we already mentioned Brazil, the 16 digs, 5 kills to go along with that. Haley Fairchild also had 5 kills on the night and 3 digs. She was another player who was making an impact not only on the kill side of things, but she did a great job there of keeping some rallies alive, making sure that the ball was set up to her teammates correctly. It wasn't always her going up for the kill. Sometimes it was making sure that the ball was up in the air and making sure the opportunity was there for another teammate on the floor.
Yeah, you don't typically see a middle blocker get a lot of digs, but she was doing an excellent job. Harding was really trying to keep it close to the net for the most part of the game, and she was doing a good job just staying active, reacting well, and you know, part of what my past conversations with Coach Frizz is they just want to get better at the serve-receive game, and that's something that they continue to improve upon, and they look good at it here tonight.
Well, it was a fantastic game for Ouachita in just about every facet you can imagine. A dominant performance against the #1 team in the conference, a 3-0 sweep, and now that sets the table for a special senior night here at Spec on Thursday against Southern Arkansas.
Yep, look forward to it.
It's going to be a fun one. You saw the names that were up there. We want to thank everybody on the crew who helped to make this special Halloween edition of Tiger Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network possible. But that is going to wrap it up. Again, your final score, Ouachita 3 sets, Harding none. First sweep for the Tigers over the Bison since 1988. And Ouachita looking to continue its climb in the Great American Conference standings later this week. We'll catch you Thursday night at 6 for senior night against Southern Arkansas. Until then, this is Chase Hartzell signing off. Have a great evening, and go Tigers.
Happy Halloween!